Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Paul. I'm very excited today. Finally received my Bushman's 85 litre upright fridge. So today we're going to be installing that. I can't wait to check this thing out. All right, let's get to it. In a couple of weeks' time, I will do a full rundown and review on this product and give you my honest opinion of it. But for now, we're just going to do an installation video. And now, why did I get rid of my 60 litre Adventure Kings fridge and change to an upright fridge? Well, for starters, I had a Clearview Easy Slide, which was a fantastic product. I absolutely loved it. It's so convenient, drops down nice and easy, lifts back up. It was a brilliant product. The quality was great, but I didn't like that weighed 45 kilos. By getting rid of that fridge slide, that's 45 kilos out of my car I've saved. This fridge is extremely light, so I'm saving a lot of weight in my car, hence the reason I've changed. You might be wondering why I'm even bothering doing an installation video. It's a fridge, just throw it in, tie it down, and you're done. But these are completely different to your standard 12-volt fridges. I couldn't even find any installation videos at all on them. They're actually pretty hard to mount. You only have this front point here where you're able to screw into, and the bottom, say 15 mils here of the sheet metal, and you can only go in 15 mils with your screws, so you're very limited. It's all plastic here, and the only mounting kit they give you, those 3 pieces of metal that attach on the top and the sides there. They give you supply of screws to screw that in, and then you're supposed to screw straight in there. But in a canopy, that makes it quite difficult unless you've got a space exactly that size. It still doesn't help you install it. So we're going to run through different options on how to do that today. Now there is one option to install in this that makes it incredibly easy, but it costs an extra $500. You can buy a cage that completely surrounds it. So you install the cage first, bolt the cage down, and then slide this fridge straight inside, and the cage will fully protect all the sides, the back, everything. So it's much more secure, but this is the budget way of doing it. If you didn't want to spend an extra $500 after already spending $1,300 on the fridge itself. As you can see, the canopy is still set up from when I had my previous fridge slide. So I've got my 2 box sections here, which I bolted straight to the canopy, and the fridge slide rested on these, which raised it up high enough to be able to clear the doors of the canopy. But now if I tried to throw the fridge in here now, if I tried to rest it on this, I wouldn't be able to close the canopy doors. So I need to unscrew these, move them further in, closer together, because there's 2 of them, there's one back there as well. But if I just throw the fridge in there like that, that's all wasted space under here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn these 90 degrees and do them crossways. That way I've still got usable space underneath the fridge. The biggest challenge I'm going to face with changing this setup is that I'd already carpeted everything to suit the old setup. So now all the carpet needs to come out, and I need to cut all new carpet now and re-stick down all new carpet. Annoying, but it should look good once it's done. Now I've got the pieces of tubing out. I've measured the length of the fridge. Just got to trim these up. Now we'll just clean up the edges. Now what I've done to make some mounting brackets, the excess tubing that I had left over, I cut that out, and I'm making little L brackets here. Just big enough so that when I put the edges of the fridge on there and screw that onto the fridge, this little L bracket will sit in behind that, and it will screw onto that, and then I can bolt straight through the edge of the dividing wall right here. That's going to be hidden and you won't even see it. Now because I'm filming this video on Easter long weekend, by the way, I hope you're all having a great long weekend and enjoying your Easter break. All the hardware shops are shut, so I can't just pop down to Bunnings and grab more materials as I need them, so I've got to just make do as I'm going. So the other section of tubing left over, I've just cut a piece out of it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sit it on the edge here. This is the bottom of the fridge here, and I'm going to just mark 2 points in from it and mark them on there. And now what I'm going to do I've already checked it on the other side. I'm going to carefully drill in here, only 15 millimeters deep, but there's foam in here, so I'm able to drill 9 millimeters wide, which is going to allow me to use nut certs to put in here for a more secure hold rather than just a screw. Now that I've drilled my two 9mm holes here, I'm able to grab my M6 rib nuts, place it on the tool. If you haven't used these, even better than rivets, they're really great. Now, it's quite tight. It should be quite tight going in there. If it's not, the hole's too big. And you don't need a lot of pressure. Just squeeze it in until it gets firm, like that, and that's as tight as you want to go. And back it off, unscrew it, and now you have a thread in there that'll fit a 6mm bolt. Now that I've got my rib nuts in there, my piece of flat, I've lined that up with that, and I marked down 20mm from the edge there. I drilled two 7mm holes there, which the bolts will go straight through. The reason I drilled 7mm holes and not 6 was to allow for a little bit of tolerance in case your holes aren't perfectly straight. That way, at least you'll still line up with the holes. Now, I've just test fitted this, put it in here with a M6 bolt and a washer. Remember, don't go more than 15mm with your bolts. Try and keep the bolts pretty small. Now that fits. So now what I'm going to do, I'm drill two more holes down the bottom here, roughly in line with these, for the bottom feet. Once you drilled your second lot of holes, bolt it back on, get your foot ready, and your pen. You're going to place your foot on it where you're going to mount it, and simply mark through those two holes that you've just drilled. Then we'll drill those two holes there out to 9mm, and we'll put two nut certs straight in there. Right, now the legs are bolted on. I'll just mark two holes roughly here. I'm going to drill those out to 7mm as well. I'll place them in the centre here, but not far enough in so that I can't reach them from the outside. What I'm going to do, once I've drilled the holes, I'm going to place the fridge in there, and using a paint marker or something, whatever you've got, get it in there and just mark around those holes so that you're marking the floor of your canopy, and then we're going to drill those holes through the canopy. So I attached the feet, I put it in here, positioned the fridge where I wanted it, marked those 4 holes on the bottom of the canopy, drilled them all out to 9mm, and put my nut certs in, pulled it back out again. Let's go see what I've done next. Now with the L-shaped bracket I made earlier, put it behind the mounting bracket, marked a hole here, drilled a 9mm hole again, put another nut cert in, then we'll bolt that back in there, we'll put it in the canopy again, and this time other side of the dividing wall, we'll drill 2 holes straight through these. We'll pull it back out again, and that'll give us our 9mm holes for 2 more nut certs here. Now that final bracket is in, we can put this back in now, put all the bolts in, and this is secure, ready to go. Then all we need to do is wire it in and carpet the whole way around it. The wiring's very simple. They give you a short lead. Be careful it's not protected, so I put mine in converted tubing. It's probably less than a metre they give you with just a positive and a negative. There's no plugs or anything on the end of it, so you've got to make your own plugs. I've extended mine so that it reaches my fuse box. You can have a switch if you want to be able to turn your fridge on and off. You can run it through a switch, but your switch has to be able to handle up to 20 amps. If it can't do that, then you might want to run it through a relay first and through the switch to trigger the switch. And so all I'm going to do is extend the wiring to my fuse box and be running constant lead power, straight to the fuse box with a 15 amp fuse. We finally have power. The controls are very simple. You've just got your little thermostat controls up the top here. 7 to 1, 7 being the coldest, 1 your warmest. They recommend don't run it on 7. You'll get quite a lot of ice build up in here, and the compressor will run full time, so you'll use a lot of power. They recommend running on number 5. That should be cold enough. Now, it's still in the cooling down phase at the moment. So currently I'm using 4.2 amps and 55 watts. So once it fully cools down, I'm hoping it drops back down around 2 amps. Now it's time for the worst job of all, recarpeting all this. Luckily I had a heap of marine carpet left over from when I insulated and carpeted the whole canopy. Now I went to Bunnings and I tried their spray-on adhesive first, the 3M stuff. I did the whole roof of my canopy one day, come out the next morning and it all dropped down to the ground. So I decided after that, it was time to get the proper stuff. So go to your local upholsterer, Take your own container in. 5 litres I got here of adhesive. This stuff here I did my whole canopy with, as well as the insulation, the dual layer of insulation. And I've never had an issue. This has never come undone. It's really good stuff. Just buy an old paintbrush because you're going to absolutely destroy that. One thing I learnt from trial and error, when you put the adhesive on, when you're painting it on, do your top surfaces first, then your walls, then your floors. It's very messy when you're painting it on, and it splatters everywhere. So if you do your top surface first, it's not going to splatter on your carpet or on the ground. So work your way down, makes it much easier. I found working with marine carpet is very forgiving as well. So you can measure out all your little sections here and cut it out in one big section if you like, and stick it in there. But I find it a lot easier just to cut out little sections for all these little pieces here. And because the carpet is so thick, you don't even notice where you've joined it. It completely hides itself, so it's really forgiving. Decided I'm going to recycle and reuse some of the old cuttings that I pulled out of the old setup. So I've already got one just sitting in here now. I'll just cut them and make them fit the new setup and surround it all in carpet here. And I'm eventually going to put another panel just here. I'll screw to that later on. And I'm going to put a 240 volt plug right there. So if I want to charge my laptop or anything on this side of the car, I've got a 240 volt right here. Any surfaces you're worried about protecting, I just put masking tape over it. That way you know nothing's going to drip on it. And when it comes to applying the adhesive, you want to put a nice big thick layer on both surfaces. The marine carpet does take a lot. It soaks it in. So you might need to do 2 coats on here, and the more the better. And it doesn't take quite as much on these sort of surfaces, but then wait a couple of minutes, wait until it's tacky. You don't want it still really wet, otherwise it won't stick. And then just stick it on, be quick. It sticks pretty quick, so you haven't got much time to maneuver it around, but it's pretty easy to work with. Finally finished carpeting. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Everything is absolutely carpeted. The sides of this, underneath it, every surface, right around the fridge here is all carpet. I've got plenty of storage room under here now if you want to keep the bowls for when I'm washing dishes and stuff. You won't even know they're there. So that's bonus storage room. Now you don't have to build this custom frame like I have here. If you've got the money, there are people that design frames for your fridge to stand on. They even have drawers, slide out little table that comes out. But trouble is, my canopy is too high. I would have had to raise the fridge even higher. And plus that's an extra cost. I already spent enough money on the fridge. I don't want to do it as cheap as possible. Well, time to stock the fridge with beer now, what it was intended for, but this door's looking pretty bare. If you want one of your stickers displayed on here, send it through to me. If you've got any more questions about how I've installed this or how you can put it in your own car, send it through. There's lots of different ways you could do it. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. But thanks for watching the video, guys. Stay tuned for the review on this in a couple of weeks, and I'll catch you then. Cheers, guys.